No, you do not. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about a subject that's very near and dear to my heart, something that I'm super passionate about, and that I honestly ask myself every single day, and that's whether or not you have to go to school to become a software developer. Now, before we start, I just want to say that, yeah, I went to school to become a software developer. I spent almost 5 years in school, and now I'm working as a software engineer. So did it work out for me? 100%. However, that being said, I don't think that you necessarily have to go to school to become a software developer in 2020, but not by any means. But you have to account for like where you are in life, what your situation is, and what your goals are. So let's talk about my experience in school. So I have a degree in computer science, and what computer science is something that we really have to talk about before we're talking about any kind of post-secondary education. So the first thing that I misunderstood and that I wish that I knew before I started going to school to learn how to code is that computer science does not mean software development, right? Computer science, you're learning all the foundations. You're learning like the theory and the math behind coding. You're learning about bits and bytes and a lot of data structures and stuff that genuinely you will not use in the workplace. When you graduate from school and you go to become a software developer, a lot of the stuff and a lot of the math you're doing in school, you're never going to use again. Now, some people you will, but most of the time and a lot of the time, you genuinely will not. So that's one of the first things I want to tell you guys before you make this decision, whether you go to school or whether you teach yourself or whatever you want to do, is that in school, you're not learning to be a software developer. You're learning about all the theory behind it. In school, you're not learning a language specifically, right? The languages aren't the subject, but they're using the languages to teach you something else. We didn't learn in school, we didn't learn JavaScript, we didn't learn Java or C++, but we use these languages to teach us other things. You kind of don't really get the workplace applications of these languages because your assignments are all these niche little tasks that really aren't that applicable to the workplace. That being said, you are coding. So what are your options, right? So like I said before, you can go to school. You can also do these things called bootcamps, which are basically same thing as school, but condensed. You don't learn as much theory or math, but instead you learn like one specific language, and then it's usually around 3 months to probably a year. They're way shorter than a bachelor's degree. And after you graduate, you can definitely find a job. I've worked with people before that have found a job just through a boot camp, and they've never coded before. And your third option is to teach yourself. So school, lots of money and lots of time. Right? It can cost you like 10, 50, like 100, 200,000 if you're in the US. It can cost you a lot of time and a lot of money. So you definitely have to think about that. And that's one of the main reasons why I think it's a complete ripoff in some cases that to go to school to learn how to code. Now, boot camps, lots of money, but not lots of time, right? You can definitely spend around 6 months in a boot camp, really work hard, and then graduate with enough knowledge to become a software developer. That being said, it might cost you somewhere between $10,000, $20,000 in that range. So it's definitely a lot of money, but not a lot of time. And your third option, which is teach yourself. Now, teaching yourself sounds like the dream. You will spend $0. Maybe you'll spend like, you can find some kind of course online for $1,000 for $500, and you can learn how to code by yourself. And you will spend a lot of time. Will you spend 5 years like what I spent in school to learn how to code? Probably not, but you have to be extremely motivated and extremely self-disciplined, and it will be very, very difficult. Probably the most difficult of the three because there's no structure, because no one's forcing you, you're not paying any money, you don't have this debt or like that you're like, okay, I have to find a job. So let's go back and talk about getting a degree. Getting a degree does not guarantee you a job. I'm pretty sure we all know this, but I just wanted to say it. Getting a degree will not get you a job. It'll get you an interview, but still you have to learn yourself and have to put in the extra hours to actually get the job. Now, part of my degree though, which is why I do not regret getting an education, is because while I was at school, I did internships. So school did not really teach me how to code, but internships did. And what I mean by that is that when I was in first year, second year, constantly working at different companies, from startups to bigger companies, to the government, like when you're working and actually coding every day for months at a time, that was when I learned how to code. what I would recommend to anyone right now who's either in school or trying to learn themselves is to get some sort of job as soon as you can. If you're in school right now, if you're a student, get an internship somehow, even if it's like unpaid, honestly. But if you get an internship and you can start coding and get into the habit of coding every day, you go to work, and you code, that's the best thing. And honestly, that's how I learned. So another thing you want to do is you want to find a mentor that you can learn from, right? In the past, I've had mentors that were very experienced with years of experience in the industry, and they taught me so much that I wouldn't have learned if I was just going through it by myself, because they've made all the mistakes you're going to make, right? They've messed up many times, and through them, you don't have to mess up in the same ways to learn the same lessons. And not only that, but they have so much valuable experience that you can learn from that will genuinely have more value than any degree you get, than any course you take, or any amount of money you spend. With a past mentor of mine, honestly, the knowledge was priceless, and I gained so many life lessons that like I still apply to this moment today. So I would definitely try and find a mentor as soon as you can. You can message me, maybe I can be your mentor, who knows. Now, if you decide to go the self-taught way, if you decide to, I don't want to pay for a course, I don't want to go to school, I want to teach myself, this is 100% the most difficult option of the three, as I've said. However, it'll probably be the most rewarding. If you can learn how to become a software developer by yourself, overcome all those challenges, it'll definitely set you up for success in this industry. But if you can embrace the desire to learn more every single day and become a software developer, that's literally what being a software developer already is. So by doing that, you're literally setting you up for so much success you don't even know. So guys, if you're thinking of whether to go to school, whether to go to a boot camp, or whether to teach yourself, what you have to think about is A, can you afford it? B, what am I actually getting out of school? Look up the degree. If you're gonna go to school, you have to understand that computer science is not software development, right? You're not learning how to code, you're learning about all these foundations. So think about what you want, what your situation is, and then make your decision. I can't tell you what to do for you. I went to school. Do I regret it? No. Am I super happy now? Of course. But if I had to do it again, I might do it differently. I don't know. So guys, hope you guys have enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe and enjoy your coding. I got more videos coming soon, and we have a great video coming next week. Thanks guys. Have a good day.